So we're going to continue talking about formulas and another aspect of formulas, which is the mathematical operators that function within your formulas. We're going to talk about the order of operation. There's a default order, firing order, that Excel will apply when it's doing its math within the formula. You can take control over this order by using parentheses. And finally, autocomplete, which can sometimes get in the way, lends a hand when you're completing your formulas by adding a missing parentheses if there is one. So I've got a worksheet set up that has 3 groupings of data. And with each one of these groupings, I've got 2 text strings that looks like formulas. The first text string displays the references, and the next text string displays the values for those cells being referenced in the first text string. Of course, since these are text strings, nothing is calculating, but that's why there's a formula below these 2 text strings that actually is calculating. And on the left-hand side of each one of these groupings, I've let Excel apply the default order of operation, and on the right-hand side, I've taken control of it by inserting some parentheses. So I want to walk through each one of these steps and show you how you can take control over the order of operations. And that order is, by default, first Excel will apply parentheses, and this is where you can actually take control of the operation order, which is exponentiation, division, then multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. Now you can, if you want to, memorize that and figure out what Excel is going to do first and what it's going to do next and third and whatnot. I always use parentheses. It just allows me to take direct control over the order of operations, and I don't have to second guess or recalculate or memorize this firing order. So in group 1, we've got the text string that says F3 times F4 plus F5. Those references equate to the values 2 times 3 plus 4. So when we refer to the default order of operations, we know that multiplication is going to happen before the addition. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 4 is 10, and there's my formula with the references. So now what I want to do is take that exact same formula, shown here in a text format, and enclose the addition component of this formula in parentheses. So that will actually happen first. So instead of 2 times 3 plus 4, we have 3 plus 4 times 2. 3 plus 4 is 7 times 2 is 14, with the exact same references after taking control of the firing order of the operators. In the second example, it's analogous to the first example, which is F3 plus F4 divided by F5. The division will happen before the addition, so we have 2 plus 3 divided by 4. 3 divided by 4 is 0.75, plus 2 is 2.75. If instead I surround the addition operation with parentheses, that'll happen first, so I'll have 2 plus 3, which is 6, divided by 4, which is 1.25. Finally, in the third example, we've made it a little bit more complicated. I've got operators of subtraction, addition, and multiplication. The multiplication will happen first, followed by the addition, followed by the subtraction. So when we apply the operators in the default order, we'll have 2 times 3, because the multiplication happens first, which is 6. We have a negative 4 plus 6, which is 2. And then we have 5 plus 2, which is 7. I've taken control over this firing order by inserting not one set of parentheses, but 2. And when you have 2 sets of parentheses, Excel works from the center out. So it'll work on or resolve or solve the component of the formula that's within the centermost parentheses, which for us is 4 plus 2, which is 6. And then it's going to take 5 minus the 6, which is minus 1, and then multiply that times 3. Minus 1 times 3 is a minus 3. And finally, autocomplete. When we input a formula with the parentheses that we don't close, so I've got a left paren and I haven't closed it, Control Enter, Excel tells me we found a typo in your formula and tried to correct it. This is autocomplete at work. Equal F3 plus F4, close parentheses. Do you want to accept this correction? Excel has realized that I have left off of my formula the closing parentheses. So I can accept this by pressing yes. Excel closes the parentheses for me and my formula will calculate. That's formulas into mathematical operators. We looked at the order of operation, the default order of operation, and then we took control over that firing order of the operators while using parentheses. And finally, we got a little help from autocomplete when we forget a parentheses. Excel will remind us and even offer a suggestion that we can accept to correct and complete our formula.